Former Binance CEO Deflects accusations of terror ties. In a world where shadows often obscure the truth, Changpeng Zhao steps into the light, distancing himself from allegations linking Binance to terrorism financing in Iran. As the founder of the world's largest crypto exchange, Chi's words resonate with the weight of a man defending not just a company, but a principle: the integrity of financial freedom. Chi's narrative begins with a simple assertion: "I have zero interest in doing that." This statement, delivered with the calm assurance of someone who knows the stakes, sets the tone for a conversation that is as much about personal conviction as it is about corporate responsibility. We find ourselves in a world where accusations fly faster than facts, and Chi's voice cuts through the noise with a clarity that demands attention. The backdrop to this story is a complex web of geopolitical tensions and financial regulation. Chi, residing in the United Arab Emirates, a nation itself under the shadow of regional conflicts, finds himself at the center of a storm not of his own making. He cites civil lawsuits dismissed in U.S. courts, lawsuits that accuse Binance of facilitating transactions tied to terrorism. Yet, in his view, there's no benefit, he states, pointing out that the transactions in question do not generate fees, and therefore no incentive for Binance to engage in such activities. Here we pause to consider the nature of incentives. In the world of economics, incentives drive action. Without them, actions become irrational, devoid of purpose. Chi's argument hinges on this fundamental principle. Why would a profit-driven entity engage in activities that offer no financial gain? It's a question that invites us to look deeper, beyond the surface of sensational headlines. Binance's legal battles add another layer to this narrative. The company, having settled accusations of anti-money laundering and sanctions violations in 2023, now finds itself suing the Wall Street Journal. The reason? Allegations that Binance fired compliance personnel who flagged suspicious transactions. Internal investigations reportedly uncovered over $1 billion in crypto transfers from Chinese clients to wallets linked to Iranian network. Yet, Binance maintains it found no evidence of direct transactions with Iranian entities. This brings us to a paradox. In a world where transparency is both demanded and distrusted, how does one prove the absence of wrongdoing? It's a question that echoes through the corridors of financial institutions worldwide, a reminder that in the realm of money, perception often outweighs reality. Chi's personal journey adds a human element to this tale. Having served a prison sentence and received a pardon from President Donald Trump, he is no stranger to the complexities of legal battles and public perception. Now, on the cusp of releasing a memoir penned during his incarceration, Chi faces what he describes as false, baseless information being used against him. His defense is not just of Binance, but of his own narrative, a narrative that he insists has been misrepresented. As we listen to Chi's story, we are reminded of the broader implication. In a world increasingly defined by digital transactions and decentralized finance, the lines between legality and illegality, between truth and falsehood, blur. The accusations against Binance are not just about one company. They reflect a larger struggle over the future of financial systems and the role of cryptocurrencies within them. We find ourselves at a crossroads. On one hand, there is the promise of financial freedom, of a world where individuals can transact without the constraints of traditional banking systems. On the other, there's the fear of misuse, of systems that can be exploited for nefarious purposes. Chi's narrative challenges us to consider where we stand in this balance. As we conclude this exploration, we are left with a question that lingers in the air. In the pursuit of financial innovation, how do we safeguard against the shadows that inevitably follow? It's a question without easy answers, a reminder that in the world of finance, as in life, clarity often comes only after the fog has lifted. We are block sun. We don't predict the market, we read its memory. Never forget, Bitcoin is only yours in your cold wallet.